Alright, what's up y'all, it's Digi. Today I'll be giving y'all the 3D spinning logo tutorial. There's some of these tutorials on YouTube, but personally none of them helped me, and I kind of like came up with this way myself in a way. I don't like claim like all aspects of it, but I haven't really seen anyone do it this way. So first, if you don't have an AI file already, like me, Nexum didn't send me the AI, but it's okay. You're just gonna want to select the layer like that, and then make sure you have just a selection tool out. Then you want to make work path. A lot of y'all know how to do this. Set it to 2. Just a little better that way. Alright, so now when you have that, you file, export, pass to Illustrator. Okay, go to your desktop, save it as whatever you want, and then you're pretty much done with Photoshop. So now you're going to be in Cinema 4D. After you do that, you file, merge, and then you go to desktop, wherever you saved the AI. You grab it, import it. Alright, so first for project settings and render settings, there's honestly a lot of things in this tutorial that you're going to need to a lot of small steps that you need to keep track of. We're using Octane Renderer as a renderer. If you don't have that, there will be a drive, totally legal drive in the description. If you already have it, then don't worry about it. Dimensions is really up to you, but for this tutorial I'm gonna do 1000 by 1000. Save, you're gonna make it a PNG. I know that sounds weird because it's a video, but it'll be a PNG sequence whenever we save it. And then you're gonna make sure you need to put it in a folder. So go to desktop, excuse the mess again, and just name this tut. Alpha channel, make sure that's checked. Frame from 1 to 30. You don't have to do it, but for the exact method I'm doing, you'll need that for now at least. We're gonna extend it in After Effects. Alright, so now that all the render settings are fine, you need to get an extrude out. An extrude, and then for each path you're gonna need one. So just drag that. But it looks like this is a useless one. Okay, that works. We don't need that path. Alright, it's all one path. That works out well. Extrude, a little more, go to movement. Over here, this is the depth. This all the way to the right box. Let's try 80, see what that looks like. Alright. Personally, I like them to have a little bit of thickness to them. So let's try 75. That works for me. You can change it depending on what you want, but that's how I want it for this video. Make sure everything is centered. Alright, then whenever you bring a lot of AIs in, for some reason the axis isn't going to be centered. So you're going to need to click this right here and then make sure you're on the move tool. And then this little box down here is the axis for the AI that we have here. So you're just going to want to center it pretty much as best as you can, inside of it too, so that it spins properly, because if the axis isn't centered, it's not gonna spin on a good axis. It's gonna look a little bit off. Alright, so next I'm going to Octane settings, alpha channel, uncheck keep environment, and then Octane dialog, object, HDRI environment, image texture, click these 3 dots, and then I'm going to include this HDRI in the description for y'all. You don't have to use this specific one, but for me it honestly just works the best, and you'll see whenever you get to After Effects what this is going to do. Alright, so we have that. I'm going to bring out the live viewer box. Alright, so you have this. You're going to need to create a material. Create shader, C4D Octane material, and then all you're gonna need to make this is specular. That's all. You don't touch anything else. And then you're gonna want to drag that to the extruded layer. Alright, so now you see we kind of have we have the HDR environment inside of the specular material, and we're gonna change it, and you're not gonna be able to tell it's a park in After Effects. but this is what it's supposed to look like now. If it looks like this, you're on the right track. Next, we got to do the animation. So for that, you got to click back on the extrude layer, make sure you're at 0, put a keyframe down, get the rotate tool, go to 30, and then, hold on, make sure you're not still selected this, unselect that, and then rotate it 360 degrees exactly. That's important for the seamless loop. Place another keyframe down, then check it. Okay, that looks good. And then by default, C4D has some kind of like easy ease going on that like changes the speed and makes it to where it won't loop seamlessly. To fix that, you're gonna need to go to Window, Dope Sheet, Summary, On Before, you're gonna make it off, and then after, make it repeat. And then to change the easy ease, you're just gonna put the movement on linear, so it's gonna move at the same speed the entire time, and you'll be able to loop it perfectly. So let's check it. It's a little fast for now, but it is seamlessly looping. And then next, I'm just gonna render it, and then I'll see you guys there. And then when you have this final product, go to After Effects, New Composition from Footage, find your folder, click the first frame of the animation, make sure PNG sequence is checked, and import. So you'll have this. First step I do is Effect, Color Correction, and I make it black and white. You can color it with the post effects and stuff later, but for this tutorial and this method, that's what I started off with. Alright, and after we do that, Window, Extensions, and the link to this plugin will be in the description. So CRT Emulator. It's honestly a very good plugin, and I recommend it for a lot of CRT type work. Style 12, Apply Effect. You can play with this a little. I always add glitches. I don't mess with too much of this usually because I do a lot of my own post effects. Now that's done, and now again, you can make it black and white. And then Effect, Magic Bullet, Looks, Edit, and I usually don't add too much to these. I add Optical Diffusion and Contrast. Alright. Add the glow a little bit. Exposure. Edge softness, I usually add 2. I kind of keep it like this. Window. No, Effect. Magical Bullet. No, Chat Code, Shine. All these effects are optional, but they're all what I do in my work. And you can play with the shine opacity too. Alright, you can play with that. Another effect I mess with a lot is the Star Glow. Now you're going to really want it to make sure the color maps match the color palette that you're working with. You don't want any tones that don't belong. I'm probably just going to do let's see. Do I do a green? Let's try a red actually. Honestly, just to stick with white. That's what I usually do for an all white. Alright, as you can see, we have the Star Glow effects at the sides, the corners, we have the shine, we have the everything. So you're just gonna wanna render it, and depending on if you don't have Adobe Immediate Encoder, which I honestly recommend getting, it's a little more complicated than that. You're just gonna wanna render it as an AVI and then use Handbrake to encode it. And then if you're gonna make it a GIF without Adobe Immediate Encoder, it's really not recommended. So I honestly just recommend you use Adobe Media Encoder. I might include a link in the description for it. We'll see. Alright, now that we have this, you're going to want to composition, add to Adobe Media Encoder. And then you're going to need to give it a second for it to pop up over here. Alright, we have it right here. Remove. Alright, animated GIF is if you want like it all in the same file, you need animated GIF. GIF just makes it a PNG sequence for some reason. Alright, I'm going to export it as an animated GIF. Just because Twitter post limits, I'm going to bring it down to 500 by 500. Click OK, and then click render. And then when that's done, which it pretty much is, I'll show you the finals. And if you have any questions or need a tutorial, feel free to let me know. I never have any problem sharing anything I do most of the time. I always want to see like more good work in the community. I want to see more young artists learn. I'm always down to help. So feel free to send me a DM on Twitter or leave a reply down here to get in contact with me. If any of the links disappear, I will fix them. Any questions, I'll answer them. And yeah, that's the tutorial. Thank y'all for watching.